know that some of you guys have been asking for more hair content, so I'm going to kill two birds with one stone today. I am going to share a story about, let's just say it involves Steve Harvey in a way that you would not expect. But it's a story that I told a while ago on not this platform. So I am going to show it to you now as I unbraid my hair.
Storytime about how I used Steve Harvey to terrorize my ex. But first, I gotta wash my hair. Amazing, let's get started. So you know how back in 2020, all of us were just like really struggling in so many ways. And then once it became safe to be in like human around people, we all were like, oh, you know what, let's just date somebody, anybody. So I'm dating Greg. And there were a bunch of, like, I knew this wasn't gonna last. I knew this was not gonna be a forever thing. He was incredibly like stiff and rigid and not the most fun. You know it's bad when you meet his friends and his friends are like, why are you with him? You're so fun. Yeah. So during this time, during the entire like first part of the pandemic, I was just watching a bunch of Steve Harvey clips. There was something about his energy, his 3 sneezes away from a mental breakdown in the Steve Harvey show that just drew me in. I could not get enough. So I'm talking to this guy and like, you know, we've been talking and like dating and whatever for like 6 months. It's very exclusive. I'm not gonna say full-blown serious, but did I meet his brother and his brother's wife and like their family friends? Yes. So about 2 weeks before Greg and I decided to mutually end things, I was at his place. I was super bored. He was working. I was freelancing then, still freelancing now. So I had time. And I was like, you know what? He's in his office and I'm bored. I'm going to start writing some Steve Harvey quotes. So I'm just there and I'm just writing quotes. And then I'm looking up quotes and then I'm just like, oh, maybe we'll get some like Family Feud quotes in on this. And I'm just putting these on scraps of paper. Then I start hiding them around his apartment. There's like 30, 40 Steve Harvey quotes just hidden. Some of them are in like little cute places, like, oh, by his toothbrush. But then others I hid at the very bottom of his multivitamins that he probably won't finish until like the end of 2022. So he probably found them recently. All that to say, the next 2 weeks, I was just tee-hee-heeing because he just continued to find Steve Harvey quotes left, right, front, and center. And he was getting mildly frustrated. And I was just like, oh, but aren't I so precious? Also, it's Steve. You know how much I love Steve. He never had a fondness for Steve Harvey. I knew this. When I tried to integrate Steve Harvey into our intimate times, he was horrified and said, Shayna, absolutely not. Get away from me. Understandable. But here's the thing that just keeps me young. I know he's still finding Steve Harvey quotes around his entire house. I know that the next woman that he dates is gonna be like, what does 60 seconds on the clock mean? And for each one of these women, he's going to have to repeat the story of, yeah, I dated this girl once upon a time, and she never actually left my home. Like, there's something so incredibly powerful about leaving just a little bit of you with an ex in a way that makes them shudder every time they think of you. I love that for me. I'm gonna finish this and then I could show you the finished product. That's it, that's the show. And yes, I am an Aquarius rising.
When I say decentering men while dating should be a fun time, that is literally what I'm talking about. I have the most fun while I'm dating. And it'd be nice if the guys also had fun, but if they don't, I'ma have some fun regardless. So that's all for now. If you have any thoughts, concerns, things that you'd want me to, talk to a therapist about, please comment them below. If you have any existing questions, please, I will try my best to answer them, but please know I don't know why I do what I do. If any of your questions sounds like, Shayna, why? I'm gonna need you to delete that comment. I don't know why. I'm just here I'm just a baby. Just here for a fun time. I did make that video in like 2020, like beginning of 2022. We're gonna say that he's found all of those Steve Harvey quotes at this point. Do I know for sure? No. Am I gonna follow up with him? No. Do I know I don't know, but there's a high possibility that he's like seen my face somewhere at this point. Or like honestly, there's a high possibility that all of my exes have seen my face at some point, which is such a fun thing to think about. But yeah. Yeah, so those are all of my thoughts on there. Love to hear your thoughts. Tippy type them in the comment section. I'm gonna keep unbraiding. I'm gonna keep unbraiding. I'm gonna talk to you later. Bye.